The controversial spending by the Department of Minerals and Petroleum Resources South Africa faces public outrage over R1.9 million expenditure on international travel. The South African public is in an uproar following revelations that the Department of Minerals and Petroleum Resources spent a staggering R1.9 million on international travel within a span of just 4 months. At the center of the controversy is Minister Gwede Mantashe, who personally incurred significant costs for his travels, raising questions about accountability and public resource management. Breakdown of the expenses. Minister Gwede Mantashe's expenditure was highlighted in response to a parliamentary question, revealing a detailed breakdown of the department's travel costs. Total expenditure: R1,922,320 spent on international travel for ministry officials and their support staff. September trip to Australia. Mantashe attended the 22nd edition of Africa Down Under, ADU, in Perth. The trip cost R306,756, with R171,756 allocated for flights and R135,000 for 2 nights accommodation. Flights to Tianjin, China. Support staff attending the China Mining Conference incurred a per-person cost of R274,000. These expenditures have been met with widespread criticism, as citizens grapple with a struggling economy and limited public resources. Public reaction. The public backlash has been fierce, with many calling for Mantashe to reimburse the money. Here are some notable sentiments from citizens. Accountability demands. Many citizens insist Mantashe must pay back the money, arguing that the expenses were excessive and unjustifiable. Criticism of the ruling party. Comments reflect growing frustration with the ANC, with some asserting that such financial mismanagement exemplifies why the party should lose power in the next election. Call for reforms. The incident has reignited discussions on the need for stricter controls over government spending, with calls for greater transparency and accountability. Broader implications. The controversy surrounding Mantashe's travel expenses is not an isolated incident. Earlier this year, other government officials faced criticism for similar expenditures. This recurring pattern underscores systemic issues in managing public funds. Key concerns raised by the public. Misuse of taxpayer money. Citizens argue that such extravagant spending is inappropriate given South Africa's economic challenges. Value for money. Questions persist on whether these trips yield tangible benefits for the country. Government accountability. There is a growing demand for public officials to justify their expenditures and focus on serving the nation rather than personal interests. Mantashe's irony. Advocating cost reduction in an ironic twist, Mantashe recently spoke about the government's efforts to reduce the cost of living during his address at Africa Oil Week in Cape Town. This juxtaposition of advocating for cost-saving measures while overseeing excessive spending has further fueled public frustration. The revelations of R1.9 million spent on international travel by the Department of Minerals and Petroleum Resources have highlighted significant gaps in financial accountability within the South African government. As public outrage grows, the incident serves as a call to action for reforms in public expenditure oversight and greater accountability for government officials. Without these measures, trust in leadership may continue to erode.